Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to show you guys the best settings for Fortnite Season 4 so you guys can get the max FPS possible. So let's start with the first setting, which is to disable Xbox game bar. So we're going to open settings. We're going to open the settings in here. We're going to search for bar, which is going to show me enable game bar. Here is going to show this enable Xbox game bar. I'm going to click it and you can see here that mine is on off. So you guys have this enable. You guys who want to disable this or turn this off, because this will just take resources, and most people don't usually use game bar to capture gameplay. If you are on any video, probably using GeForce Experience or Shadowplay to capture your gameplay when you wanted to, or you might do something like using OBS, which would give you other features, which are a topic in which I'm gonna cover on this channel later. So the first tip, disable Xbox game bar, and the second one is going to be very similar, but we're gonna search for game mode. We're gonna search for game mode and we're gonna enable game mode. So by enabling game mode, so here Windows says that optimize your PC for play by tuning things off in the background. So you guys want to enable this, which will save a little bit of resources running those background tasks. And another setting which might help you if you are trying to get more FPS is to change the power plan. Let's search for power plan. So this can be done in two different ways. So my power plan here, let's change my power plan option. I'm using high performance. If you guys are unbalanced, you might wanna try to change this. This will not usually make a huge difference if you are using a system which is range system. This will help you if you are on really high-end systems. It might be some performance on the table if you are running a very high-end system, but you guys want to do this just to try things out to see if you guys want to get more FPS. And you can also change the settings for power, especially if you are using NVIDIA on the control panel. So I'm gonna open up NVIDIA control panel and we're gonna change a setting which will affect the usage of power in games. So here if we go to manage 3D settings and we're gonna change program settings, we're gonna change specifically, we're gonna be searching for Fortnite, and we can see here on power management mode it is on prefer maximum performance. So if you guys want to enable this, we're gonna apply. You can also have this as a global setting here. So if you go down here, you guys can see that my power management mode is in prefer maximum performance. So these are my NVIDIA control panel settings for NVIDIA. You can take a look later. I'm gonna make a video talking about these settings in detail. So these are the settings which you can change on Windows. There are other things that you can try as well, but let's open the game and I'm gonna be doing an explanation of what kind of settings you guys might want to use. So Fortnite is a very special game because it has an implementation of an API, of a graphical API, which is what makes the graphics on the game. So if you guys probably heard something like DirectX 11 or DirectX 12. Okay, so let's talk about the settings in game. The settings in game are pretty straightforward. Let's take a look. So you'll be running on performance mode because this is undoubtedly the best way to get performance, even in cases in which you are bottlenecked by your CPU, which is my case. I'm gonna be putting some comparisons running DirectX 11 in performance mode to show you guys exactly that difference. So it's a difference about 50 to 70%, even in my case in which I'm being bottlenecked by my CPU. Here you guys are probably seeing that I'm running on window mode. You want to run this on full screen. I'm running on Windows full screen because I'm using Windows 11, and Windows 11 has optimizations for running full screen borderless. So in this case on Fortnite, just Windows full screen. Full screen borderless does have some advantages over full screen, especially if you want to alt tab between the game. So this is something that you want to do. You want to run Windows full screen. Otherwise, if you are just gaming, you want to stick with full screen. But on Windows 11, which was one of the reasons why I switched to Windows 11, is this optimization on full screen borderless games. So other things that you might want to look into. So here you can see that my frame rate limit is unlimited. You want to might try to limit this to a setting which you guys think are going to be most consistent. If I put on 160 FPS, I think that my might be good because my CPU will not give me more than 106 FPS consistently, because as I said before, I am being bottlenecked by my CPU. So if I upgrade, I would probably get more FPS. So this is the thing that you guys will have to look into. What is the component on your PC that is giving you bottleneck? In my case, is my CPU, because I also have the same experience in other games. My GPU utilization is not at 100%, and you see in the comparisons that my GPU consumption on DirectX 11 is around 60%, and running performance mode is around 35%, which means that I have performance on the table to get more FPS if my CPU was able to keep up with the GPU. If you want to know how to measure that, you can install a program such as MSI Afterburner, which will give you the detailed stats that you need in order to find which component is giving you the bottleneck that you're having. So brightness 100%, 3D resolution, as I previously mentioned, because I'm being bottlenecked by my CPU, it won't make a difference, the 3D resolution, so I'm running 100% because I won't get more FPS, because this is a setting that will affect the GPU itself. View distance I have on far, so if you are sniping, you want to have this on far because you want to be able to load those models. Less performance, but as I said, I am being bottlenecked by my CPU. So textures I have on medium, and meshes I have on low, and I also have the show FPS setting on because I want to see what kind of FPS I'm getting. So this is pretty much the settings. There's some settings that you probably want to change as well, such as the server, which in my case is Brazil. I'm using the default settings. I'm gonna be doing some testing to see if I can lower my ping using other settings, but I get a 55 ping most of the time, which is pretty neat. And I can see that if I played on NA servers on East, I would get 100 ping, which I think would still be playable. If you guys want to have the lowest ping, you want to use their server in your region, which I think is pretty great, that Epic does provide lots of different options. The option to choose what kind of server you will be playing, because this affects how your game feels. If I was playing against people in Europe, I would be getting 178 milliseconds ping, which would be very hard to play with that ping because tracking people and fighting, because I would be in a disadvantage. So other setting that we might want to change in regards to the sound quality, you might want to have this on low because it will give you better performance. So this is other setting that you can change. And that's it for the most of the setting, guys. So if you guys see that if you change this, the caveat here is to run using the performance mode. So running mode in performance will give you instantly a huge bump in performance, even if you are in a lower end system. But that's the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed my tips on getting the best settings. So are the best settings. If you guys don't see a huge increase by changing the rendering mode on Fortnite, you guys might want to see what kind of problem you guys have. You guys can comment down below. But that's it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next one. Peace out.